welcome back. I just want to do a video today on the global explosion occurring of the weight loss drug GLP-1. Now, to address obviously the critical, out of control obesity epidemic happening in the world everywhere, and not just with adults, with the children as well, of course. So that, of course, the pharmaceutical companies have come up with this drug and introduced it into the market a couple of years ago. Next year, they've also engineered another one which has two hormones, not just the one, to increase satiety, which is it's a false kind of satiety in the body, to supposedly curb people's desire for food in order to lose weight. Not going to have good long-term effects, because what we're seeing now over the last couple of years, the longer people are on these drugs, and of course they're lured into it. In fact, the poll has showed that 50% of people who are obese will willingly take these drugs, even if the side effects are quite severe and are going to really compromise other aspects of their health. They don't care. They just want to get the weight off. They want to get the weight off, and they want to stop the incredible addiction they have to high carb food. And that's, of course, is what's behind it all. So this particular drug, as I said, they're going to introduce two more next year that has two more hormones that are also going to interfere with the body's natural signals to produce satiety. So what we're seeing, and other people are reporting it, is we're on the precipice of a time bomb that's going to explode, because the longer people are on these drugs, and that's what the pharmaceutical companies want, they want you to be on them for as long as possible. Not only are they creating incredible muscle loss, muscle mass loss, and loss of bone density in people, but this is also occurring on the inside. People are losing muscle mass around their organs, which you're not being told. And they're also having incredible mental health problems from the fact that the microbiome is being totally altered. And it's already been shown that microbiome is instrumental in our mental health and the way we feel. It's involved in mood control and cognitive abilities. But of course, the medicos, when they talk about these problems people are experiencing, they say that these mental health problems already existed. It's all a cover-up, and we're being terribly lied to, because some of the health effects are so severe down the track. It's going to create an absolute epidemic of people who are going to be unable to have independent lives before they even reach old age. It could start happening in their 40s and 50s. And I'm not exaggerating, because some of the things I've witnessed via testimonials from people, there's so many people putting up videos now of the adverse effects they're experiencing, and the inability to get on top of these adverse effects. They're becoming irreversible the longer people are on these things. And of course, the medicos' answer is to take more drugs. They want people on this drug. It just messes up with the way food is digested and absorbed and eliminated in the body. And we're going to just have an absolute time bomb about to go off. With the ramifications of this are people who are going to lose their independence. They're going to have bone fractures. Loss of bone density is it's implicated in the way you're going to be able to conduct daily activities. And I've spoken about this before, as many of you know, in regard to sarcopenia. But not only is it's going to be sarcopenia on steroids, but it's going to be happening to people younger and younger. We've got young people who are lured into taking this drug. They've got eating disorders. They don't have a huge amount of weight to lose, but they're now trapped in this cycle, and they are becoming emaciated and skeletal, and again losing this muscle mass. And by the way, This loss of muscle mass is going on in the inside. Another thing we're being lied to, or it's being totally omitted. And it's the cause of why people are suffering things like the inability to even have a bowel movement, because they're losing the elasticity and the muscle in the colon and the whole, intestines, and the ability to absorb nutrients. I mean, this drug ensures that food stays in the stomach a lot longer than it's meant to, and that in itself is changing the way that enzymes are produced by the body to break down food, to assimilate nutrients, and to eliminate. It's totally screwing it up. But the thing that distresses me more is having the amount of people who are having depression and suicidal ideology start to happen within them. They've never had before, and the medicos are saying, well, this is because you've got all these problems going on in your life before. It's got nothing to do with the drug. It's got everything to do with the drug. We've got a list of things happening to people that's quite frightening, really, the longer people are on these drugs, and we're going to see it even more. People are now fearful to go off these drugs, even though they're addicted to them. They're suffering some really negative health consequences, but they just don't want to go off it. They're convinced they'll get all the weight back. The thing that lures people in is this rapid amount of weight loss that's occurring. People are losing 20 pounds in a couple of months, 40 pound in 8 months, or up to a year. Massive amounts. And they're thrilled with that because they think they've got the magic solution, the magic bullet, which is what the pharmaceutical companies want you to believe and want you staying on this product, because it's raking in billions, and it will into the future. But what we're going to have is a whole generation, particularly in the 30s and 40s, who are going to become dependent on other people. They're going to lose their ability to just conduct daily things, to do everyday tasks. Because if you lose muscle mass, you're going to lose not only your strength, but your ability, as I said, to just move, put things around, just even, move all the limbs we need to do. And if you've lost all this bone mass as well, you can just have a little trip over and you've smashed a couple of bones in your body because they're so fragile and weak. And eventually you're going to lose your independence. You're going to have people who are weak, frail, in their 40s and 50s. I mean, it's a scenario that people can't even envisage, but it's going to reduce the population ultimately to get to even old age, It's just diabolical what's taking place. And when I see the list of negative health effects people are having, I get even more upset about it, because things like pancreatitis is messing totally with people's ability to produce insulin. Cancers, thyroid cancers, hair thinning, loss of libido, but sexual function, intimacy. Not only that, people are having aversions to eating certain foods. They're having aversion to eggs, to meat. They can't eat it. And of course, when you've got some product that's taking away your ability to eat, I mean, people are finding the satiety that they're feeling, false satiety, is so... It's more than just feeling full. It's stuffed. You can't put another thing in your body, and you're going to suffer. So I'm going to leave it here for the moment because I'm running out of storage, and I will be back later with part 2 of this. So thanks for joining me.